Alright. This your boy JR, aka Benny Blanco. Basically coming at you again on another Final Test Fridays. And that background music you were just hearing is Phonte. His new album Charity Starts at Home. I had a little time to dissect this album. It came out September 27th. It's in stores now, so hey, definitely go cop that. But before we hop into the Final Test Friday, just want to take a quick second to say thank you to all our supporters out there who's been visiting our site, the dubspot.blogspot.com. Our views are increasing tremendously over the past 2 weeks from our original launch date, and we definitely are seeing some successes. So I think we've created a product here that gives urban America a nice voice on different topics, from everything from sports to music to fashion to even food and just random topics. Like last night, we had a great debate on, how long should a woman wait before she has sex with a man. So, those different type of things, that you definitely want to know the answers to, or you want to create dialogue with people that are just like you and around the same age. It creates that avenue. So, definitely we appreciate your support. I also want to give a shout out to Brio, man. You've been working tremendously hard on the site. Whatever we can do for you, man, we here. So without further ado, we go hop into Final Test Fridays. The album is Charity Starts at Home, and it's a great album, man. I really want to give this album a classic, but I give it a 4.5 at the end of the day. Like, it's very, very close. Like, I can sit and listen to it from the beginning to the end without skipping anything, and I can also say the lyrics on this album are very timeless. I think you can listen to it either today, tomorrow, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, but it's still going to give you the same nostalgia that you had from when you first listened to it for the first time. So I think those are two key components in a great album. The only reason I can't give it the full 5 is because like it gets very soft sometimes to where you can't listen to it with your homeboys. It's definitely an album you're gonna listen to either by yourself or with your girl. So but it's good hip hop. It definitely gives you the nice smooth vibe of hip hop, and I really appreciate that. It's been a while since I definitely had that feeling that I love hip hop again, and I got that when I listened to this album. Phonte is a tremendous artist that I watched grow for a while now. Even dating back to some of his early work with Little Brother and Ninth Wonder. I've seen his progression as an artist, and to see him now drop his first solo album and it be a 4.5 in my opinion, like, is tremendous in my eyes. Um, the lyrics on this album are very, very relatable, which I think makes this album even more attractive to a lot of users. Because when you listen to songs like "Niggas in Paris" off the Watch the Throne album, like they're very hot songs, but you can't relate. Like, I've never been to Paris, and most real niggas haven't. But at the end of the day, like when you hear albums like Phonte, when he speaks of going in on a Friday and being laid off because your department has been defunded, like those are topics that are you know actually touchable for the average 9 to 5 American worker. So those type of concepts make Phonte very unique from the unique perspective of how he conveys his message to his audience. And he knows who his audience is, so he speaks about real things that can actually touch them and affect them. He also speaks about being married, having kids, also just wanting to go out and sometimes cheat, but he doesn't. Temptation is there though, and you're always going to have that feeling as a man. It's just it's a very, very unique album. The beats are very soulful. So if you were one of those Tribe Called Quest fans, or Drake, J. Cole, like it's along those lanes. But I think Phonte's style is a lot unique though. So it's definitely an album worth purchasing. Support real hip hop. I think this is the hottest album this year, and that's even knowing Watch the Throne and Part 4 came out this year. So up to this point, I really think Phonte album sets a standard. We have a couple more albums dropping this year. You got Drake albums coming. Also got Ross and Wale. So I want to see what they're going to do before I actually give it that title. But as of right now, this is the album to beat in my eyes. He has a couple quotables in this album I actually want to mention real quick. On the song number 12, "Who Loves You More," he's trying to basically convey to his little brother that he wants him to stay out of jail, and goes into a spill saying, they say the street turned niggas into sinners, but the jail cell turned niggas into dinners. So they sing in the summer, we be home by the winter, 'cause the interrogation room turned niggas into tenors. It's a very dope line, man. And like the album is actually filled with quotes just like this. Double XL gave it an XL. Source actually gave it 4.5 mics as well. So I really think this is one of the albums that needs to be in your tape deck if you're a real hip hop fan or consider yourself that. So go out, cop it. Let me know your thoughts on it, and get back at me next week or during the week on the comments below. So holla at me. Check out the Benny Blanco Creme de la Creme Volume 2. It's finally up. I'm sorry for the wait, but the kid had a birthday, so time was a little procrastinated. But it's up now. Enjoy. It should be like right up there, so check it out. Holla.